Hello Islanders, my name is Anissa Hilaire and I'm back again with another one of our weekly weather forecasts. Today is Wednesday, March 19th, 2025, and tomorrow is the first day of spring, so happy Spring Eve. Now moving along, we're going to be looking at our weather objectives. We're going to be looking at some partly cloudy days, a windy week, mostly 80s, and some humidity. Now before we get into our forecast, we have issued warnings from the National Weather Service. Currently, we are in a red flag warning that is valid from 7 a.m. this morning to about 9 p.m. tonight, and that's going to be dealing with strong winds, strong wind gusts, high temperatures, and low humidity. And then yesterday we were looking at a small craft warning which dealt with strong winds. We also had a airport weather warning which also dealt with strong winds, and you guessed it, a wind advisory that also dealt with strong winds. Now to give you a little bit of a visual representation, here's a graphic of the relative humidity. Now we had a cold front coming through currently, and we're going to be looking at this brown color right here. This is going to be our dry air, which that cold front brings in some dry air. So we're seeing this drying air being pushed down into Corpus over here, and this is why, we're experiencing the dryness. And then this green color up here, this is going to be our moisture, and these areas are probably experiencing some rain right now. But this dry area, along with that red flag warning, we're going to be under a watch for potential fires throughout the town and throughout surrounding areas. Now moving along to our traffic, coming to and from campus, going to be just a little bit of a slowdown, nothing too major, but as we move down Ennis to Almeda or Ennis to McArdle, it's going to be pretty smooth sailing. And then we'll look at Airline, where we're going to see some slowdowns here at the intersection of Airline and McArdle, as well as McArdle to Staples, and just a little bit down here from Staples to SPID. But as we move along SPID up the Crosstown Expressway to downtown, going to be pretty smooth sailing. Just be mindful of all these little construction areas throughout town. Now for our daily outlook for the day, we're going to be looking at, it was 56 this morning. Currently it is 82 degrees, and this evening we're going to be looking at 52 for our low, and partly cloudy skies throughout the day. Again, our daily outlook, it is currently 82. It does feel like 81, and we had a high of 88, and then the low will be later on at 52 degrees. Now, not feeling too terrible considering this north wind of 17 miles per hour, but we're going to have that low humidity at 30% or 33%. That's why we're feeling that dry air, and again, zero rain. Now for our 7-day forecast, we are going to be looking at 80s, mostly for the highs throughout the week, except for Thursday and Friday, where we're going to see 70s, but still mid to high 70s. And then for lows, today and tomorrow, we're going to be looking in the 50s before going up into the 60s for the rest of the week. As far as cloud coverage, going to be pretty cloudy throughout the week, except for Thursday, where we're going to see a lot more sun. And then Friday and Saturday, we are also looking at some pretty windy conditions. As far as rain is concerned, pretty much nothing today, tomorrow especially, and then for Friday before jumping up into 19 or 21 on Sunday and Monday, where we might see a chance of rain. Humidity wise, again right now it is 33%. Tomorrow again it's low at 24 and 50 before jumping back up into the 70s starting Saturday, and it's going to stay pretty around the 70s range for the remainder of the week. And then for our moon phases, we are in the waning gibbous. It will be the last quarter on Saturday, and then we're going to be looking at the waning crescent for the remainder of the week. Now, waning gibbous, time for letting things go, and then waning crescent, time for growth. Now that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you have a great day.